Welcome to the Homeownership podcast presented by Movementum Realty, located in Hanover, Massachusetts. This series covers all things real estate and the best practices for buying, selling, and owning property. Now here is your host, Sean Maloney.
Welcome to episode 237, our home inspection standard. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Maloney. Thanks for joining me this week. This week I want to talk about home inspections. A lot of people kind of don't really get home inspections. They think to themselves, do I have the right to a home inspection? Is it standardized? Is everything going to be done? Are they going to test the water while they're there? What's going to go on? How does it work? Truth is, there is no exact standard. The state of Massachusetts believes in home inspections so much that your real estate agent must serve you with paperwork talking about home inspections, and it's highly advised you take a home inspection, but there is no standard saying you must have a home inspection. A lot of people have the misconception that a mortgage company requires it. Nope, lots of times that's a confusion with something called the appraisal, which may come up with similar issues, but it is not the home inspection. Appraisals will be based on the type of loan you have and what they will and won't allow, but there are certain things, as they call it, that may flag the file and not allow it to go through. Home inspections in general are for the consumer to understand what they're buying and to understand where they're coming into it. What condition is everything in? Sometimes there's things that maybe don't pass the inspection, but there is certainly no such thing as a home failing the home inspection. There is no pass-fail on a house. There are lots of different line items such as electrical, mechanical, roofing, plumbing, appliances, all these different sections that may have passes or fails in them. And just because a home does not pass the home inspection in a certain place doesn't mean that that can't be fixed in the future or mitigated. And it also might mean, depending on the way that your paperwork's written, that you as a buyer have the right to walk away or to renegotiate. Now, during the times of the pandemic, we saw people waiving home inspections on the majority of the home purchases. Recently, though, we've seen an uptick in the amount of buyers choosing to elect to have a home inspection again. I've talked with several attorneys, mortgage brokers, and real estate professionals alike, and what I've been hearing from people is a lot of people who waived their home inspection during the height of the pandemic are now regretting it. Why? Because expenses are higher than they thought. Problems with houses lead to very large expenses. So unknown problems or unforeseen problems that pop up into the budget can be a catastrophe. That's why the home inspection is so important, and that's why, as a real estate professional, we're always advising you, it's up to you, but best case scenario is to have the home inspection, because worst case scenario, you wasted a couple $100 to figure out that you don't have massive problems, versus the other worst case scenario where you don't have it done and then you end up with massive problems that cost thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, or possibly even cause you to lose your home. I know that might sound dramatic, but what are you going to do if your roof starts leaking? What are you going to do if your heating system just kicks out? Yes, in some places people can get some sort of financing or ways to cover it, but there's a certain point where you grow so many bills that you broke your own back and you don't have a way to make the money that you need. So if you're in any question, home inspection is a great idea, but no, they're not standard. There is no difference. You get to choose whether you want one or not. But one of the things we notice is as the market changes, things change. So as inventory continues to be low, we're going to continue to see more people waiving home inspections. Why? Because they want to have a more competitive offer and they want to win the bidding war. This is going to give buyers oftentimes a competitive edge to be able to beat out other people. But that said, that competitive edge is because the seller knows that the buyer is not going to inspect their home, which gives them more surety to the sale. Where does this surety come from? Well, truth be told, most all sellers know that their home is going to have something found during the home inspection. The home inspection is so deep and encompassing that they're worried about what are they going to find. It's not that they know something's wrong, but they're wondering, what don't I know? I'm not a home inspector. What's the home inspector going to think of my home, and what's it going to do to me? And being that Massachusetts is a known material defect state, meaning that we have to disclose known material defects, that means if a seller knows about something wrong, they legally are required to tell you about it, whether you have a home inspection or not. But that said, oftentimes the sellers don't know about things, so when they have a home inspection, it goes bad. Now they know about it. Now you see they have to disclose that in the future. So not only does the buyer get to renegotiate or walk away if they don't like the results, now the seller is stuck with the results because the results are a home inspector, and that can be a really tough situation for sellers. Not that it's right or wrong, but just overall, why does the seller enjoy the offer without the home inspection more? And it's because of all the long-term things that can happen. When they sell without the home inspection, they know after signing the purchase and sale agreement, really typically all you're waiting for is all the documentation to be done, the title search to finish out, the lender to approve the buyer, and for the closing to happen. But if we've done our due diligence, we have a pre-approval and things like that, we're really just waiting for the closing table. As compared to when we have the home inspection, we're really just in a spot where we may end up having to go back to market. For sellers, that can be a little bit stressful, so knowing that that's not going to happen a lot of times leads them to enjoying the idea of a buyer waiving that home inspection. Now, choosing to waive a home inspection oftentimes gives you a better chance of winning the bid, but just remember, it puts the full liability on you, the buyer, and when you purchase it and something's wrong, it's going to be on you. Let's get back to the idea of standardization in one other way. A lot of times when people go and they put in an offer, they think of a home inspection as doing everything. I'm just going to name a few little things just so you have some ideas of things to think about. That way there you can have everything that you want inspected. I'm not saying that you have to have all these inspected, but these are things that I've seen people do side inspections for. Radon, both in the water and in the actual physical dwelling. I've seen water quality tests. I've seen water pump tests to see how many gallons per minute they're able to put out to make sure they have enough water for what they want. I've seen people have irrigation companies come out. I've seen pool companies come out. I've seen people have lead paint tests done. All these different tests are separate tests. So while you're going through the process and thinking about buying a place and you're thinking about having an inspection or not, you're going to want to think about all the different types of inspections that you can have to make yourself comfortable. Depending on the house you're buying, those are going to vary, and depending on what you understand and what you're comfortable with, those will vary. But always remember, once it's your home, it's your home. Guys, I hope this helps you find the right place. Reach out to us over here at Momentum Realty so you can have an agent that can help you understand all the different inspections you have the right to, and you can choose for yourself with an educated opinion on what is the best decision moving forward. If you haven't already done so, please pound that subscribe button. Tell all your friends and family about this great free podcast all about buying, selling, and owning homes. I look forward to talking to you next week. Have a great week.